Hello students, welcome to the class 8 of science. Hope you are well and fine. In this video we are going to continue with the chapter 2, microorganisms friend and foe. Dear students, in the previous class we have learnt about useful microbes and harmful microbes. Now today I am going to discuss about food preservation. Dear students, you know when food is lying outside our refrigerator, or especially in summer or rainy season, it start giving bad taste, smell bad, all because of microbes. But students, do you know we are smarter than microbes, so we have learned how to preserve food. Now, what is the basis of the preservation of food? Microbes need three things: food, moisture, optimum temperature. So if any one of them factor are somehow removed from the action of bacteria, we can preserve our food. First is food. That means food should be properly covered or it should be stored in air-tight containers so that the air which have microbes does not come in contact with the food. Second is moisture. Children, you know that the fruits and vegetables have moisture. If somehow we can remove water, then the food can be preserved, and the process of removal of water from a substance is called dehydration. Sun drying is an Asian method for preserving food. Wheat, rice and pulses are cleaned and dried in the sunlight. Vegetables like cauliflower, methi also preserved in this manner for a long time. Preservation by salt and sugar. For ages, people have learned to preserve food by adding salt and sugar. Salting draws out water from the food and thus it prevents the microbial growth. Similarly, sugar also inhibits the growth of food spoiling microorganisms by reducing the moisture content of the food. Jams and jellies are preserved for a long time by this method. Another way is by chemicals like sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite. By cooling or freezing, students, microbes become inactive at low temperature. They are not able to multiply. That is why we keep food in refrigerator or in cold storage. Low temperature prevents the spoilage of food by inhibiting the growth of microorganisms. Boiling and pasteurization. Boiling kills bacteria. So boiling also helps in the preservation of liquid food like milk. Pasteurization is a process for preservation of milk. In this method, milk is heated at about 70 degrees centigrade for 15 to 30 seconds to kill the bacteria present in it, and cooled quickly to 10 degrees centigrade to prevent the remaining bacteria from growing. The milk is then stored in sterilized bottle. This method was first invented by Louis Pasteur in 1862. Nitrogen cycle. Students, you have already studied how soil fertility increases with the help of bacteria rhizobium because they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. You also know that there is 78% of nitrogen in the atmosphere which cannot be taken directly by plants or animals, but we need nitrogen for the formation of protein. Now, this 78% of nitrogen is fixed by biological fixation by rhizobium. They convert nitrogen into nitrogenous compound. Now, from soil, when plant absorb water and nutrient, these nitrogenous compound come to the plant. Then plants are eaten by animals. Because they are the only source of food, they can prepare their own food. And when plants are eaten by animals, so plant protein convert into the animal protein. When these animals and plants die, the protein present in them change into ammonia. Ammonia in the soil is converted first into nitrite by Nitrosomonas bacteria. The nitrite are then converted into nitrate by Nitrobacter bacteria. These bacteria are called nitrifying bacteria. Then Pseudomonas bacteria convert this nitrate into the nitrogen gas that escape into the atmosphere. Thus, the nitrogen cycle maintains the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere. I hope you will have understood this module. This video will help you to understand the worksheet number 3. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.